I didn't show you this part, but I just put the case together. Just too much fiddly work with nuts and bolts. So anyway, it's all in one piece now. The case is together. I don't know if you can see very well, but that is kind of a good representation of how much squeeze out I got on the gasket material. Anyway, not a whole lot of squeeze out, but it's even all the way around. Just a small, light squeeze out around the gasket surface. Barely any coming out. Case is together. Alright, you guys, we're going to try to put the Kickstarter spring in. Kickstarter can be put in two different positions. One of the things you want to make sure of is that this spring ear is basically in this position. It can clock 180 degrees off, and if you do that, you'll never get it on. It basically will not give any preload on the spring. So pretty easy. You just put this inside here. The not so easy part is the fact that this thing wants to fight you the whole time. There's a hole up in the top here that is basically going to retain the long arm of the spring, that piece right here. So you just fit that in there first, and then you need to have, really it's best to have a second pair of hands. So I'm going to bring a friend of mine over here to help me out, and all you need to do is just kind of put pressure up. Put pressure up, okay. Alright. So then, this may be a little bit of a fight, but what you're going to do is get a long thin screwdriver or other device in here, work the spring around to the point where it grabs that, which it did not that time. So let me give it another shot here. Hold on a second, let me make sure I'm in the right position. This is a bit of a fight. And there it is, in place. Give it a good test. Turning the clutch basket or the input for the transmission, which it should do. When it comes back, it should move freely. You shouldn't hear any clicking, because if you do, then you're basically not engaging properly. You should hear, if you hold the input shaft, you should hear it clicking back like it's doing there. And that's just the dog gear inside ratcheting its way. It's spring loaded, so it's meant to ratchet. That's it kicking. And it's done. Wanted to show that part because that was a bit of a fight. That's what it should look like. I don't know if you could see up in there, but that's the hole where the spring goes. And the other end is right there. Again, not easy to see. It's kind of dark there. So that's the spring in the hole right there. And this is it on the end of the shaft. Alright, you guys, we're just taking a look at the CL160 engine at this point. Getting ready to put the clutch in it. Everything's looking pretty good. Got the case bolted together. Alright, you guys, sorry about that. I forgot to bring you back. I'm just fitting in the clutch basket and the gears, oil pump. This is basically the assembly. And I got to do a snap ring onto the clutch basket here. And it, of course, doesn't look real clean, you guys, but it is cleaned up. It's as good as we can get a, what is this, 50-year-old part. Hopefully I'm not too much in your way. Fix it in place. There we go, locked in. Okay, that locks in the clutch basket. I just need to get this clip back on. And get a torque wrench set up for this. I believe that's about it. Yep, and that's it. So that's torqued up. Go ahead and bend the tabs back. There we go. There's that one. And that one. Oil pump locked into place there. That's actually reverse. That's how it should spin. I don't know if you could hear the oil pump actually trying to get suction there. Oil pump's been bench tested. It's flowing freely, no burrs inside. Checked it all out. So it's in good shape. So we got the ring in. It's our clutch plunger. And let's see, I guess we're going to go ahead and start putting in some discs. Doing a Barnett clutch package here. Hopefully you guys could see this. These are from Barnett. Made by Barnett in the USA. So this is the clutch kit for the CL160. Hoping to have some long life out of this. And I've had the clutch disc basically soaking in oil for a couple weeks now since we were missing one part.
There we go. A little sideways here on this. There it goes.
Now some guys I see use the Barnett clutch plates and friction plates, but they do the stock springs. I did pick up the Barnett clutch springs as well. We're going to run those. I do have a good set of regular springs in case we decide we want to go back to that. Again, I don't know if you guys picked up those numbers or not, but lighting is kind of funny here. Hopefully you could see that. All right. And that is the final plate there. And here comes the last friction plate. And there we go. Alright. Here we go. Now we're putting in the springs. Oh, this might be fun. Now I can see why I think that they probably use the old springs. Let's do a little comparison here. That's the height difference of the springs. Now I can see why they didn't use the Barnett springs. Not that they shouldn't have used them, but just that they're not easy to put in. Alright, got one started. That's good. And once I get the second one going here, you guys, it should be pretty easy from then on. Just got to get them in place. Alright, that's 2. So get my nut out of there. I don't really need to compress it anymore. The other 2 should go on pretty easily. A little high on this one. Pretty even now.